y'all. How y'all doing? This is the first version of Ask Annie in video. Probably just a trial, but I chose a topic today I think happens to a lot of people for a whole lot of reasons. It's called coming out. Now, coming out became a pretty popular word. Oh gosh, don't know when. That's a good thing for research. Maybe look back around Stonewall. But the whole idea of it was that here is a person who feels that they have a secret. And if somebody knew their secret, they might get rejected by their community, by their family, might lose their job. You know, the other fuller version of it was coming out of the closet. Think about what we put in our closets. Well, for some people, they're very organized places, but for a lot of us, it's where we put the stuff in the back of the closet that we don't know what to do with and we don't want to take it out and show it. So we stuff it in the closet. And a lot of people live in that closet and have lived there way too long for a whole lot of reasons. Like, say you're gay. Could be gay man, could be lesbian woman, could be somebody who's transgendered or someone who likes both genders as part of their love life, being a bisexual. Probably one of the more difficult things to define for anybody sometimes, but it's just real life. It's been that way a long time in human culture. And if you take away the judgments of culture and religions from it, it's just what people choose to do with their own lives. Now, coming out, getting rid of that sense of shame and trying to keep yourself intact, it's a difficult thing to do. So here's a bit of information about that. Make coming out simple. Make a map. I drew one. This little map, uh, it is about me. Well, not me necessarily. Could be you. And so there's the me at the middle. And right above the me is mom. Because moms tend in some families to be a little more empathic and understanding. Of course, they're shockable, but they're sometimes more understanding when you have something to announce that the rest of the family may not get. Notice above that are her parents, the grandparents. Now, I didn't put all of the whole family systems here in because in most family, there are these key node people that you take something to and they make sure everybody else knows about it. I know you know what I'm talking about, okay? And down below that was my significant other, the person who I might be currently dating or married to. Now, marriage and children may complicate things a little bit more, but that's not insurmountable. Okay, now notice that up above is dad, and there's a lightning bolt going to dad, or my best rendition of a lightning bolt. And that means that relationship with dad is a little staticky and he's very fixed in the way he likes to look at the world, and so is brother Bob, opposite dad. Okay? Dad and Bob don't have to be exactly alike, but both of them, in the nature of being willing to accept difference and change, they probably are that way. Now, there's work in there, and what else is over there? Oh, yeah, work, school, brother Al is a close ally, Uncle Steve. So you make your map your way. And the bonds between the people in the map are the strongest when you make a big dark line like up to mom, and there's staticky lines like to dad and brother Bob. Okay, map is first place to start with. Why? Oh, because this whole thing gets so complicated, and I'll tell you a secret. Once you start telling people who you really are and how you want to live your life, there can be a lot of resistance and criticism and shaming, and you want to start with the people you can build alliance with first. Okay, so build support with the people that are going to take it the easiest and are going to listen to you. Then move on to the more difficult ones, or maybe take a little breathing time. But I'll tell you what tends to happen in these situations. Once the proverbial cat is out of the bag, oh, you ever try to put a cat in a bag? Not easy thing to do. Okay, so once they're out, they're kind of best left out and understood. So why is it so difficult to say, hey, mom, I'm gay? Or, hey, mom, I'm lesbian? Or, hey, Mom, I know you saw me as your son from the day I was born because of what was between my legs and what the doctor said. But you know what? All along in my head, I've identified as, oh, I really feel like a girl. Okay. Now, it could also be the opposite. I was born with a vulva and female parts, and all along in my head, I've identified as a boy, as a male. Now, people build expectations upon us. Now, bear in mind, those are their expectations. And we have an inborn nature a lot, I'll call it inborn just to simplify it, to want to please the people that take care of us. That's rather important. So when we tend to upset them and it threatens our sense of security in that system, we can get a little bit bonkers and they get bonkers. So if you're coming out in a family that tends to be kind of rigid and have everything in little boxes, be prepared. You know, they're not going to take it easy. A lot of them won't. What will happen over time in families where real love was present is they will generally come around. It takes them a while, especially if you're doing something like changing your gender. It just takes a while for people to get the idea that you're a she, not a he, or a he, not a she. Okay. And for those of you that identify as non-binary, you know, they get even a little more confused when you say, well, please refer to me as they, them, theirs. Okay. It takes time. This is new stuff in our language and our culture for people to get used to. So it's not much different if they all along, in their wildest imagination, wanted to have you become a surgeon and you want to be a farmer. Or they wanted a teacher and, you know, you want to play rock and roll and, you know, get by on bare minimums, but you're living your dream. They may want to have had this and you're going to be this. You know, it's like those other big life changes that we do. In families that really know how to love, the acceptance is there already. And they just go, wow, well, that's going to be different. It's going to take me some time to get used to that. Last point, seek to be accepted, just accepted that this is your life, this is something you're doing, and what you're asking for is their acceptance. Now, that doesn't mean that they will ever understand. Some families will get it, some families won't. Some people will get it, some people won't. But remember, in many, many cities around the country, for example, even with employment, you have the right to identity the way you want it. And that should not accept your employment, should not accept your participation even in some churches. Some churches, they will show you the door. Other churches will be at the door to welcome you on board. We're living in a very diverse culture. Look for the places where you can live your life fully. You don't have to answer all the questions either. You know, people are going to grieve, be sad. Some people might celebrate. Some people might even surprise you and say, it's about time you figured yourself out. We always thought you were a little bit different than us. Okay. So coming out, it takes gentleness on your part, courage on your part, and determination. Okay, get allies, meet people in a support group, find people that are gay, find other lesbians, find people that are bisexual, find other people that are transgendered, and share their experiences. One warning about that, by the way, you're all going to be really, really different anyway. You just have this one identity thing in common, and it helps to know other people's stories. Great, got it. I look forward to your questions. Please respond to the emails that are at the bottom of the screen and send us what you would like to have me talk about. And who am I anyway? That's in a different video. I'm a therapist. I'm in Missoula, Montana. Been doing this work a long time, and I'm really tired of people struggling, especially in the rural areas, to deal with this whole process we call coming out. I'll see you later.
Bye bye.